get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna
I've been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so...
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
Forgive me, but the best restaurants of the world are here in Vegas. I mean, you have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and the Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here, and Britney Spears came over here like 2 weeks ago.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will. Oh.
That's so Vegas. Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm your host, Christine McKellar, here at the fantastic WCOBM studio right off of Las Vegas Boulevard. It's heating up out there. We've had a little humidity, but girls, don't ever let us get that down. So I have a special guest here today, Renee Hale, and you have a special message for people. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Absolutely. But for viewers who aren't familiar with your face, although a lot of Las Vegans are, I thought we'd talk a little bit about your wonderful background in entertaining. You can sing, you can dance. You've also been an entrepreneur. You have a business, event planning.
Right. Vegas has been very good to me.
I'm happy to hear that. I love it. So tell us a little bit about how you got into music, singing and dancing. And I know that you didn't live in Vegas at the time. That career actually brought you to Vegas, right?
Right. I was originally from Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
Right. Not so much in the wintertime.
Oh, well.
Although that sounds pretty good, right?
It does sound real good to me right now, yeah. This humidity, whoa.
Right. So I had an opportunity to come to Las Vegas, and it was January. And in Cleveland, it's brown skies and blizzards and cold. And I came out to Vegas, and it was sunshine and palm trees. And I said, this is where I want to be.
And it was a gig that brought you out here, right?
I did a gig out here, and I was with Ray Anthony in the Bookends, and then went back to Cleveland, and I said to my mother, I was quite young at the time, and I said, well, Mom, I'm going to either run away from home, or you can come with me. So we packed up the car like the Beverly Hillbillies, my mother, my sister, my dog, my girlfriend, and we drove across country and ended up in Vegas.
That
back
must have
in
been
Vegas.
Right. What an adventure, though.
Oh yes,
Yeah, driving with the family and the dog and everything.
Nice,
And, yeah.
nice.
So you adapted quickly, I guess, to the whole scene on the strip.
Absolutely.
Were you a bookend?
I was a bookend.
And what did a bookend do for those who don't?
Well, Ray Anthony was, they called him the young man with the horn.
I've heard of him.
Right. It was before your time.
It was a bit, but...
But he had a beautiful orchestra, fabulous orchestra, and the girls, he had 2 blondes and 2 brunettes, and we were on either side, and we sang and danced, and really cute show.
Was it like in the showrooms or in the lounges?
We were in the lounges,
the
lounges were the lounges in Las Vegas. They had maitre d's. Everybody was dressed to the nines when they came in. It was really something.
The glory days that everyone I know who's over, let's say 40, just wishes all those days would come back. You're playing some at the Italian American Club.
Right. And it's very retro. It's like going back to the 70s era. So
I think that's all coming back, and I think thanks to the Italian American Club, and there are other venues, in town that are starting to cater to more.
Absolutely.
I guess I don't know what we are. Are we baby boomers or something like that, or I'm X generation? I think
I'm a baby boomer.
Are you a boomer?
I'm a boomer. Love the millennials, though. Those are my new best friends.
Yeah, they are. They are. We'll be talking about them too in a little bit, huh? Well, not after, but at some point in your career, you decided to get into event planning, destination type event planning, or
right. Well, my actual first partner was Gail Martin, Dean Martin's daughter. In the late 70s, we put together a model agency for the conventions. And then,
Great idea.
yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And then I continued singing all over the Strip and started performing with the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. And I would go to different cities with them and sell Vegas in my shows for the travel agents.
What a cush job. That must
It
have
was
been
great.
fun.
It was great.
All expense paid and traveling.
Sweet.
and-
It was a sweet job and wonderful, and the people were great. But in 1984, there was a strike here. And that took the budget away from the convention center as far as taking entertainment on the road and such. And Rossi, who's now the CEO of the convention center, was my boss at the time. And he said, you really should get into booking entertainment for the conventions, being that you're so good at working the room and giving the audience what they want. And why don't you start doing that for conventions? So I did. I started working for USA Host and GES, and then GES opened a division of with entertainment, convention models, and party planning.
Oh, how'd you meet Gail?
And Gail's husband was my piano player at the time.
Really, that's great.
Crazy.
Yeah, only that's
Crazy.
so Vegas.
There
and
you go.
only in Vegas. Really, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I like when, and not to interrupt, and we'll get back to your flow, but when I had Jackie, our mutual friend, Jackie Brett, who's been in PR for decades
years.
here in Vegas, everybody has a story about somebody who had a little bit more power or authority, but who was so generous and saying, well, why
Absolutely.
don't you? You never shy about or envious of giving some power or some,
It's so true.
yeah.
There's some
so-
wonderful people here.
Exactly. They're more like the backbone, I would consider, of
Right,
Vegas. Back in the
right.
day before it got so corporate and everything. So that developed, you were doing destination
Right,
events?
I was
Is
doing
that-
it for GES, and they decided they really didn't want to be in that business. So I left and opened my own company with a partner, the girl I was working with at GES. GES is still one of my clients.
Okay.
It's wonderful. And we opened a company called Vegas Entertainment. Later sold that and opened Creative Concepts, and then I went into all of the planning.
Really?
The transportation, the rooms, every bit of the meeting planning.
Flowers, the food, everything.
Decor, catering, entertainment, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Right. And did you do any like similar to the destination weddings? Were they just local, or did people have?
Oh, I would do some things out of town as well.
Uh-huh.
For different clients, they'd want me to plan in San Diego or Florida, and I did that as well.
Oh gosh, I think that would be such an interesting job, but you'd really have to have your thinking cap on. I mean, to keep
You
all
do.
of that
The
going.
devil in the details. That's what it's all about.
So that's what that means. Now I get it. We're going to be talking about angels later, but for right now,
right
that's
now.
all the devil gets. He gets the details. Jackie mentioned there was a Lake Las Vegas event or something that she just could not praise you enough that you pulled something off out there. It was almost like a miracle.
It was pretty crazy.
It was pretty.
It was pretty crazy when they decided they were going to begin construction with Lake Las Vegas. There were mountains and dirt and
I
nothing.
recall, yeah.
And the head of the Henderson Convention Center at that time reached out and said, "Could you put together a groundbreaking party?" I said, "Sure. Let me take a look at the site." So I went out there, and there's mountains and dirt.
Dirt
And
machines.
I said, "We're going to need some earth movers.
Oh, right off the bat.
We're going to have to level this and pour some cement, and let me see what else. And we're going to have to bus people up this dirt road." And it turned into, it was a beautiful black tie event.
Oh,
and
great. So you overcame a lot of the obstacles.
Absolutely.
Literally the obstacles. It takes an earth mover in more ways than one.
Yes.
I
yes,
do
that was
remember
wonderful.
when Lake Las Vegas opened, and it was really just incredible. It's still a beautiful property out
Right,
there.
right.
And you still have that event planning company, correct?
I do. I've since opened Always Creative.
Oh, interesting. You've gone through all of these different
Different
Vegas
stages.
only, and I'm Vegas only entertainment. I promise you, I did not steal that from you. That when I did Vegas on my website, it started out as Vegas only salon. There's a backstory there, but everybody thought I was doing hair. They didn't get the intellectual. I'm going to have to give a call out real quick to my sponsor.
Please do.
But please don't go away, because we're going to come back and talk about some very interesting stuff about another concept that you have to help people
Yes.
deal with grief and afterlife. A quick shout out to the Red Roof Inn on Paradise across from the Hard Rock Hotel, pet friendly and close to the Strip and the airport. Don't go away. We're going to be right back.